Difficulty. It's the most contentious ground in gaming. Are you on easy mode, baby? Or are you hardcore? Back in the days of the NES, games were meant to be hard. You're charging $60 for a tiny game on a small cartridge. Then battery backups became the thing with The Legend of Zelda. As games got more and more powerful, PS1 onwards, difficulty options became a thing. Nowadays, the Souls franchise is known for being excruciatingly difficult, with players dying a lot. Studio MDHR's Cuphead is also known for being really challenging. Hard boss fights, lots of things to shoot, platforming challenges, and so many things to avoid only with 3 hit points. From Software's Dark Souls franchise is also known to be extremely difficult, with so many players dying a lot just to get the massive learning curve, but the challenge is so rewarding for them once they overcome that challenge. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is also known to be really hard as well, but now has the added stare down between reviewers and some gamers calling for an easy mode. Many hardcore veterans of Dark Souls and other hardcore gamers are also using the get good mentality to these casuals, so they say. But now these casuals have come up with a new term for that, and that is accessibility. And they're kind of right. Let me explain. Gamers, hardcore or casual, love to have fun. And that fun is different for everybody. Some people like to climb mountains, while others like to sit on a couch and play video games for a few hours. That doesn't mean that the mountaineer can go to the couch potato and say, "I've climbed a mountain, that's where the real challenge is, you should go and do that." And similarly as well, gamers cannot yell at a mountaineer's mountain for being too difficult to climb. It's a mountain. Some games are built to be hard, and that's okay. Some gamers would love to conquer a Dark Souls game, but they can't, and that's okay. Some gamers can also rise to the challenge and beat any game they want. More power to them. We seem to aspire to these people, the elite. But should we? It can be a bit of a downer sometimes. It's healthy to have aspirational goals, but they need to be achievable at the same time. Otherwise, you'd never pick up a game again. Developers work really hard in making their games accessible as possible, and this has actually been solved for at least the last 15 years or so with something called dynamic difficulty adjustment. This means that, sure, you might pick your selection from the difficulty screen. You could pick normal, but in between that, the game will also fluctuate between maybe normal light, regular normal, or normal plus, for instance. Meaning that if you're doing really well, the game will just make things a little bit more challenging. Maybe you get to critical health earlier, or the enemies have slightly more health. Or if you're not doing so good, the game will adjust itself and give you more healing items or make enemies weaker so you can get past that troubling section. And it still feels good when you overcome that challenge. You don't even really realize that the difficulty's been adjusted somewhat, and that's perfectly fine as well. The challenge is still a challenge. Dynamic difficulty is the ultimate fairness, the wheelchair to the physically disabled, the cane to the blind man, the hearing aid to the deaf. Great analogy there. So the next time you hardcore gamers call out these filthy casuals, try to keep an open mind, be welcoming. You were like that once. Also, to the casuals, there are so many games out there that you can play. You don't have to climb the mountains. Leave the mountains for the mountaineers who actually can climb them. You can be confident in your own abilities and what you can do.